Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking another look at Josh's Civic FN2. He's recently done some modifications to it, some breathing mods. So the idea is that we're going to take the car to a guy called Jesse at JCal Calibrations and basically see what power the car is making, get it mapped and go from there. So Josh, tell me a little bit about what you've been up to on the Civic since it was last on the channel.
I fitted a CPL induction kit.
Cool.
And that comes with a battery relocation.
Nice.
So it goes down into the fog, and then I got a direct feed from my fog light. So get as much cold air as we can, and then I have a Tegawa exhaust manifold and a Tegawa 2.5-inch catback. The rest of it is stock.
Okay.
So it's just completely standard.
Just like bolt-on breathing mods.
Literally, yeah. Intake, exhaust, and manifold, and then I got an EcuTech ECU. And,
cool.
Yeah, that's it really. When you're ready to go, I've took out the rear seats and stuff.
Yeah, stripped to the rear now.
Yeah, because
not fully, but yeah, just seats, bench.
Yeah, I got like a rear bench thing. But I did a track day at Bedford and felt like it needed a bit more power. It does need new brakes and new tyres, but power was a bit low.
The brakes are aftermarket now, aren't they? You have done that as well, the wheels and the brakes.
Yeah, so I fitted DC5 Brembos with Dixel pads and just some universal discs really. They're okay, they're good for the road, but they weren't very good for track. Okay. So yeah, the stopping power on them was not really good enough. But yeah, that's just trial and error. I'd not done Bedford before, so yeah.
Nice.
Upgrade them later on down the line. Tyres next year, and we go to do a few more track days.
Yep, cut will be coming along. I need to do tyres as well because mine are rubbish. I've got a mix of tyres at the minute, but at least you've got all the same tyre, which is good.
Yeah. My ABS kept coming on under hard braking. It just the car just wouldn't stop very well. Obviously a mixture of tyres and brakes, so we'll probably address that later on in the spring.
Nice.
But power-wise now, it's like absolutely more than sufficient. Like I think the power was the thing I needed least coming off of Bedford.
Yeah.
But it was the easiest thing to do because the brakes and stuff I had literally just put new pads and discs on, but I put like a road pad on. So
yeah.
I didn't want to then just sack them off because they're literally brand new. So I just wait for them to go down. Tyres, I've still got loads of life left in them, and I don't want to just you don't want to just throw them away because they're not good for track. So
cool.
Breathing mods were the next thing really. The induction kit's made a difference straight away in terms of responsiveness because the OEM airbox is like massively restrictive.
Yeah.
And the OEM exhaust is like 2 inch at the back, 2 inch at the tips, I think. So small. So Honda did a really good job at making this mellow, shall we say?
It was. That's one thing I picked up on. It is mellow. It's sort of everything's there for it to be like a proper
decent car.
It just needs these little bits done to it. And now that exhaust is on there, it does sound insane, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it's like it's a K20, and you can make a K20 as good as you like, really. I mean, these never make quite as much as the EP3s. They got a balanced shaft in at the oil pump, so you can delete that, put an EP3 or an Integra oil pump in and make a bit more. But the routing of the exhaust is a bit, it's not as, I don't think it's as optimal. I don't know, but
no.
The exhaust on the EP3 is like straight through, whereas this goes to a right angle, then another right angle, and it's just not as flowing.
So yeah.
So they always seem to be a bit lower down in power. I don't know, but the power's irrelevant really. It's drives way better.
Yeah, and that was, so it went to Jesse to get mapped, didn't it? And I want to talk through some of the runs you did, because I got loads of footage, but no real context to them.
Yeah. So I did the intake and the exhaust and the manifold. Drove it around, it was absolutely fine. And then Jesse did a few runs, played around with the cam timing. played around with ignition timing, played around with fueling, and basically the stock file on the ECU was actually okay. Top end, I think it made like 5 horsepower, which sounds really stupid and rubbish, but it's made literally 25-30 horsepower at 5,000 RPM.
It's where you wanted it.
Yeah,
It's never about peak horsepower.
No, and
it's all about drivability.
Yeah, so top end it was still okay. Like you get up to speed and it actually goes, but down low it had absolutely nothing. And now, like, VTEC's lowered from 5,500 RPM to 4,000. So you come out of a corner around track, you're sort of in VTEC and you've got more grunt leaving the corner. And that was it really. It wasn't anything special, like in terms of what Jesse did mapping wise. It's just making everything more usable.
Yeah.
And he played around with loads of ignition timing and loads of cam timing, and just to see what was best really. You'll see that in the clips you got.
Clips, and then put a few nice bits on it, like launch and.
Yeah, I've got launch control. I've got overrun. I've got flat foot shifting. Yeah, that's all just a bit of fun.
Just bits you can have, just have a bit of fun. Yeah, it's wicked.
But yeah, no, I'm quite happy with it actually. I think I've still got coilovers to put on and a rear anti-roll bar.
Yeah, it sits fairly nicely anyway. To be fair, it looks so much better with the wheels.
Yeah,
aftermarket wheels and the red brakes, just like kind of finish it off because it looks a bit normal. Like kind of, even though it's quite aggressively shaped, I still feel like with the stock wheels on, it doesn't look.
Yeah, well, the last time you had it on, it was completely stock. So I had stock wheels. I put these wheels on. These came off my Integra. They're 17-inch. And they're 17 by 8.5 all round, so a bit more tread on the tyre. Yeah, so lighter, obviously.
Yeah.
So they didn't fit the brakes. The brakes didn't fit behind them, so I had to put spacers on them. But that is what it is, isn't it? So
yeah.
No, it's good. Quite happy with it so far.
Nice. Let's hop in and take you for a drive.
Yeah.
So immediate impression is that it's way louder in here than it was before.
Yeah.
No rear seats, of course, louder exhaust. Did you say what make the exhaust was?
Yeah, it's Integra one.
Integra, okay, nice. So when it gets louder, is that you putting your foot down more, or is that VTEC? Or a bit of both?
A bit of both.
A bit of both, yeah.
Yeah, because VTEC only engages under full throttle.
Okay.
So, yeah, because it's at 4,000 RPM, if I'm full throttle, it's on a lot. So yeah, that is a mixture of both. But you'll hear it like it's way more aggressive. It's not aggressive. Sorry, it's way more linear. But the noise it makes now because of the exhaust and the intake is much greater.
I was saying to you earlier, wasn't I, that this is basically how I think a Honda should sound. When I think Honda, I think this sort of like, you said bean can, but
yeah,
not quite a bean can, but yeah,
just raspy and like noisy. It's just, I think that's what would give Hondas quite a bad name. It's just how sort of noisy they are. But
yeah,
it's a typical the noise it makes now is like what you would expect a Honda.
Yeah, it's
to sound
exactly
like.
what I think when I think Honda. It's exactly how this should sound. But then I like the fact that it does sound like that. Like, to be honest, it sounds epic. Like, I can't imagine a cooler noise to have in terms of hot hatches to blast down a B road. Like, say it's early Sunday morning, just going for a hoot.
Yeah, because you don't even need to be going fast. Like the noise and just the noise alone with the intake and the exhaust just makes it. It's enjoyable. It's funny. It's just fun. Like
Love the limiter as well.
Yes.
No soft limiters in this. Just
8,500 on.
yeah. guys, thank you for watching again. Stay tuned for another update on this car. Josh is going to fit coilovers next, and then hopefully I'll be getting it for a review, and we'll be able to compare it directly to my first review on the car when it was completely OEM. So yeah, thanks for watching, and subscribe for more.